This is the city of Absalom, the city at the center of the world. Absalom is celebrating the Radiant Festival, a 3-month festival of epic proportions held once every 100 years. The celebration attracts all types: tourists, performers, merchants, inventors, as well as unsavory types, petty thieves, gangs, cults, and criminal enterprises. That's where we come in. We protect and serve. We are the Agents of Edgewatch.
Hey everyone, welcome to Roll for Combat Agents of Edgewatch. I'm your GM and host, Stephen Glicker, and in this week's episode, the Edgewatch agents try to infiltrate the Copper Hand, and it goes exactly as planned? Huh, how about that? So I was thinking about this week. I sometimes complain about the role-playing by the Agents of Edgewatch because they don't really role-play, or rather, let's just say, they don't role-play as hard as, Three-Ring Adventure. So Three-Ring Adventure, I could easily ask them to spend 3 episodes walking from one side of town to another side of town, and they can do it easily. In fact, it's almost like herding cats. They go off on tangents and just keep going off on funny things that they want to do with their characters that I literally have to forcibly put them back on track. That is how much they love to roleplay. However, on the Agents of Edgewatch, if I said, hey, I want you to walk across the earth, they will be like, okay, that's done, and that's it. And I actually figured out this week a little bit of how to get them to roleplay. Now, it's not that they don't like to roleplay. In fact, they do like to roleplay. They like to roleplay their characters in action. And that's the difference between, let's just say, the Agents of Edgewatch role-playing versus Three-Ring Adventure role-playing. Now, neither is right or wrong. There's actually a lot of advantages and disadvantages to each style. The biggest thing I noticed is that with the Agents of Edgewatch is that they role-play either in combat or when they're ragging on each other or when they're discussing a plan. But most importantly, and you'll see that a lot this week, if you give them a goal, as in, you need to hit this goal to move the adventure forward, then they will do 150% role-playing to move it forward. Now, I find that fascinating because I have actually seen this many times, not just with this group, but with other groups, is that, they like to role-play and they like to actually, take on the characteristics of the PC they're playing, but only in the context of the game itself. As in, okay, this is a game. If I want to move forward in the game and move the plot forward or move from point A to point B and it requires me to roleplay, then I will do the best job possible. I figured out a term for this. I call it goal-oriented role-playing. And that is the subtle but interesting difference between this group and the other group, is that this group likes to roleplay with a goal in mind. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. That is a completely legitimate way to play your character. And in this case, the goal is usually combat. That is the one that comes up the most frequently. And they roleplay like crazy when they're in combat. And the other goal this week is that they need to infiltrate the Copper Hand, and they have to do it in a non-violent way, most likely, and they have to do it via role-playing. And they do a great job this week. Really stellar job. And I was thinking about it, it's like, if you give them a goal and you say, for you to move the plot forward and to get what you need to act like a chicken, they will all be the best chickens possible. But if I said, hey, let's just wander around the city and just look at the sights and just, do a little freewheeling role-playing? No, they're not into that. They don't have the time for that. They're like, no, that's not moving anything forward. That's just being silly for silly's sake. That's not our cup of tea. You contrast that to Three-Ring Adventure. They will roleplay just for the sake of roleplay, just for fun and see where it goes. And again, There's nothing wrong with either method. I'm just noting it so that you, as a GM or even a player, notice the subtle difference so that you can get the most out of your game. In fact, I kind of like the way that they roleplay because it gets us from point A to point B really quickly. And compared to the Three Ring Adventure podcast, I sometimes have to tell them, guys, we got to get back on track. I know you want to sit here and talk about what you're having for dinner for the next 3 hours, but we got to get back to the adventure. There's a world that needs to be saved. So you can eat later. Anyhow, I just thought it was a fascinating take on how role-playing can be done differently at different tables. And I am curious what you have experienced in your games. If you are more of the, hey, let's role-play every single thing possible and we never get anything done. Or are you more like the goal-oriented role-playing, which is, we will role-play when we have a goal in mind and we need to get to that goal. Anyhow, with that, let's get to this week's show notes. So show notes this week, we actually have a lot to talk about. First of all, the RPG Superstar book, I guess a lot got done in the last week because I am 98% done with the layout of the book. I just cranked through it and it is almost done. The only thing we have left is we're doing some final editing. There's a couple of images I need left and just, go through it, a little bit of fine tuning. But yeah, I'm kind of stunned how quickly that happened. It's one of these things I was just going through trying to get it done, and then next thing I know, it was done, and I realized, holy crap, I just laid out the last page. It just came out of nowhere, and it just, was done. All I'm doing now is waiting for the editors to go through the book one more time. I'm doing some of the filler pages, like table of contents and the credits, and some of the back matter pages, things like that. But otherwise, yeah, the book is more or less done. It is currently a bit over 160 pages. I'm not exactly sure of the final count yet because I'm still doing the back matter, the appendix areas, and those are pretty big. Those are several pages each, so that will beef up the book. The actual final page count, from what I can tell, of quote content was 158 pages, which is crazy because I expected it to be 160. So it's about 158 pages of just content. The appendix starts on page 159, I believe. I'm just doing it from memory. And then from there, it will go to about 170-ish pages or so. It looks like it's going to end up. We'll see. We'll see what the final count is. Anyhow, the book is nearly done. Next up, the other adventure we are running Malevolence. That is the continuation of the Fall of Plaguestone. And this started last week, that week being the first week of June. And right now we are recording this on Sunday nights at the same time we normally record Three Ring Adventure. As I said before, there was a bit of a break for Three Ring Adventure. We needed to take a couple of weeks off, and I thought that would be a perfect opportunity to pick up where the Plaguestone crew last left off, especially because when we played Plaguestone, Pathfinder 2nd Edition literally just came out. In fact, we started Plaguestone before the official release of Pathfinder 2nd Edition. We started it about 6 weeks before the book came out. So that is how fresh and new we were to Pathfinder 2nd Edition. And obviously, a lot has changed since then. I'm looking at the bookshelf to my left, and it's just covered with Pathfinder books with tons of new rules. So we wanted to make sure we got an opportunity to add all that new fun stuff in there. It is the same crew as the original Plaguestone. We are picking up last where we left off, where Celeste was horribly cursed. Her soul is getting sold to the devil, and they believe they might have figured out a way to save her soul, but it involves them investigating a house which is most likely quite haunted, and we'll see where that leads them. So if you want to listen to that show, because the official podcast I don't believe is going to come out until around September or so, I want to finish up the book, and then I got to find time to edit a third podcast, which is probably just going to require me to do it a little bit here and there in between the other two, because I really don't have enough time for a third one, so we'll figure that out. Anyhow, that will probably not come out on the channel until September or so. But if you want to watch us recorded live, just become a $5 patron, and you too can watch us record the shows live. You can talk with us, hang out with us, Actually, what I did differently is I actually was talking directly with the patrons and went through kind of what we were doing, why we were doing it that way. In fact, for the first episode, I was explaining why we had a bit of a script and what we do to actually make the episodes, so you can get a little bit behind the scenes. Again, just become a $5 patron and you can watch us record the shows live and you will know exactly what's going on. Don't worry, you're not too far behind. We only did an intro last week, so you can come in. I'm going to do a recap before each episode, so even if you're in late, you'll know exactly what's going on. So again, just go to patreon.rollforcombat.com, and for as little as $5, you can listen to all the shows live, including this one. Next up, I do want to mention that Gen Con is coming up. I am planning on being there, and I do plan on talking and selling the RPG Superstar book there directly. The plan is I'm going to actually have some books flown in from China to Gen Con, so if you want to pick up your book then and there, let me know, because I'm going to bring a limited amount with me to Gen Con, and then the rest of the books will appear on Amazon a little bit later. Whenever they get here from China is when they will appear at Amazon. I expect that will be just a bit after Gen Con, and you can then buy it then. So be on the lookout for that. And finally, do check out the Roll for Combat website, where not only can you listen to all the podcasts, but you can read Jason's Talking Combat column every single week. He does a recap of every single episode. We also review all the major hardcover books. And with so many new books coming out, expect to see a ton of new reviews in the near future. Anyhow, that was a long show notes. But with that, let's get to this week's exciting episode. Okay, you work on your disguises, you go shopping, you wait until it's dark outside, because that's probably the best time to go. You follow the directions and you find, sure enough, a worn-out tenement building in Veruda Town, a neighborhood in the Foreign Quarter. You see the tenement building. It's quite unremarkable. It's a 4-story terrace house. It sits squarely in the middle of a stretch of nearly identical buildings in the northern side of perhaps the ironically named Richmore Street. The building shares its sidewalls with the adjacent buildings on the east and west side. Curtains obscure all the windows on the street side, and you see a single front door. The building itself appears to be quite squat, about 45 feet across and maybe 35 feet deep. This is a small building, 4 stories high.
Yeah, they might be using magic.
John Statz is playing Cadet Dougie McDougal, a human ruffian rogue.
What do you do?
Well, we're adventurers. Let's just go up to the front door and knock.
I go up in the front door and knock.
Seth Lipton is playing Gomez, a goblin elementalist sorcerer.
How do we do that? I can't tell where's the door. Is that... Okay. All right, Gomez, you're on this one. Actually, you know what? Let me search for secret... Or not secret doors. Traps.
Traps.
Yes, because I know how to do that.
As you approach, you see a sign above the door that calls this Das House. Again, this is an inn of some sort. And before you manage to knock on the door, a drunken dockhand walks up and just says, excuse me, trying to get in.
Oh.
I let him by first.
Oh, thank you very, very, very much. Thank you.
Follow him.
Yeah. I go in right behind him like we're part of his group.
Okay.
Oh,
You see inside, flimsy wooden floor-to-ceiling partitions jut out of the dirt floor and give this decrepit gathering room an L shape. Thick hempen ropes are hooked to the room's outermost walls and are tied off around vertical support beams. Bleary-eyed dockhands and street workers drape their torsos along the ropes to rest, their labor-worn bodies heavy with exhaustion. The dockhand walks over, tosses a copper to what appears to be the innkeeper, and then collapses on one of the ropes and soundly falls asleep with a large snoring.
That's really funny. That's actually a reference to a real thing.
That is a reference to the term hungover. This is a real thing that really exists in our life. And back in jelly old London, you used to be able to buy this for a copper. Some like halfpence or something. And you could literally be hung over a line, sleep it off. That is what they would do.
Really?
Yeah, that's where the term comes from.
Really?
Yeah.
It was like the cheapest of cheapest sleeping accommodations. You would just hang from a rope.
It's better than lying on the street, I guess. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
wow.
Exactly.
Wow, that's
Wow.
messed up.
Chris Beamer is playing Lo Mang, an orc tiefling monk of the crane style.
That's really hungover. Well,
You see the innkeeper. What y'all doing out there? Either come in or leave. Don't
I
leave
was
the
saying
door
I was
open.
following behind him. I said I was following behind him.
All right,
like
then
as
move
we're
yourselves
following.
in.
yeah. Go, Lomang. Dougie goes last in this room.
You see to the east, stairwell going up, and a small kitchen to the northeast. It smells a little gross. The smells are questionable, even for Lomang.
Is there places to get? Can you get a drink here, or is it just for hanging over?
The innkeeper looks at you. He's a gruff man. Well, what do you want? You can either hang out on the ropes for a copper. You want something to eat and drink? I can whip something up for you. We got stew with meat.
Ooh, that sounds good. How much is a stew?
Copper.
Okay, Dougie's going to give him 2 copper for the rope and the stew for him.
Okay. Go help yourself.
He's going to try out this. He's going to try out the rope.
Do you have any accommodations that are a little more permanent than or a little more long-term than the ropes over there?
Jason McDonald is playing Basil Blackfeather, a Tengu empiricist investigator.
No.
Awfully fancy, aren't we, Basil? Putting on airs. Don't act out of your.
Hey, Dougie, don't use his real name. Oh wait, I just did it.
Oh, okay. How is the stew, by the way?
Oh, it's terrible. I'm not having that.
There's meat in it, though.
Yeah, rat meat.
Well, but it's a stew at least. They'll put spices in.
You saw Demolition Man, right?
I probably blacked it out or blacked out.
Well, you should watch it again because it's good.
Oh, like watching Deep Space Nine 16 times. Good.
How dare you?
Dougie walks into the kitchen. A grimy, grease-streaked window with rusty bars is propped open in the northern wall and serves as the only ventilation for the steamy kitchen. A thin stew filled with greasy chunks of unidentifiable meat simmers in the corner, unattended.
Yeah. We don't know if this is rat. I mean,
It's
come on.
very questionable smelling. Go ahead and help yourself to the stew.
Yeah, he'll
The
eat
innkeeper, Larney, walks over and gives you a bucket of stew. You can still see dirt and remnants from the last people who ate from it. It says, adds flavor. Goes back to attend the ropes.
some. All right, well, Dougie's going to have some.
Make it forward. It's a.
Yeah, I don't know if I have to roll, but I don't want to. I'm playing the roll.
Oh my god, you roll a natural 20. Now is when you use your luck. Dougie's like, I don't know, this stew's pretty good to me. Actually, I kind of like it.
He got the one piece of like prime beef that's
Yes, I got the chicken supremes that were in it.
not the halflings,
Or the rat supremes.
the dwarf toes. All right, so this is not really your typical bar, right? I mean, there's not like, is there ale to be had here? Start walking around.
No, we just have some food, some water, and ropes. That's all we got.
What's upstairs?
Not for you.
We're adventurers, though.
Mm,
Gomez, get us upstairs.
doesn't sound like it.
Well, I gotta tell you, my name is Jack Burton. Jack Burton's the name, and excitement is my game. I was told that the White Tigers. You know what I'm really in the mood for is a girl with green eyes. You know what I mean? Why don't you give us a little tour of the upstairs? And I give him a nod and a wink.
I like it.
It's like, I'm not even allowed up there. If you really want to go up there, I'm not going to stop you.
Oh well, that must mean that's where the good stuff is. I'm going. What do you say?
Yes, I'm up for adventure.
All right, so I just head
Basil
upstairs.
sees something when this happens. As you're talking, suddenly Basil sees a dockhand who appears to be resting on the line, except she seems to be banging her elbow against a rusty length of vertical piping on the wall, and it sounds like rhythmic. What do you do?
Is she knocking 3 times on the ceiling? Let's see.
Yeah, she's banging, and it sounds like a rhythmic
And it's the
banging.
pipe that goes up. Let me guess.
Yep, goes up into the ceiling. What do you do?
So clearly she's signaling the people upstairs.
And it's only Basil that hears this.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a wall? Like, she can't see up the stairs, right?
No, there's a wall.
What? Okay, Dougie's going to stand there stupidly and watch.
No, you didn't see it. Only Basil sees it.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I'm going to try a different tactic. I'm going to lay down a silver and I'm going to say, well, what sort of people do get access to the better rooms here? Because clearly this whole place can't just be ropes.
He says, "Oh, there's a private club upstairs, but you got to be a member to join. As I said, if you want to go up there, it's your throat on the line, not mine."
Private club. That sounds like where the real action is. I want to go. I'm getting into that club. I'm going.
Okay, do whatever you want. You can all hear it now. The signal's definitely like a rhythmic signal. Like doesn't sound like an accident.
Oh, I hear it?
Oh yeah, you can all hear it now.
Okay. I would like to try to apply society-trained actions decipher writing. That's a coded message to decipher the Morse code that is a coded message and try to know what it is that they're tapping.
You have absolutely no idea what she is tapping, but it is definitely a signal of some sort.
Is it something thievery could tell?
You have everything you need. There's a signal going on, so
Like,
Okay,
is
so
it the
I
thieves'
stop on
camp
the
version
I
of Morse
I stop
code?
I'll stop on the stairs and I'll say, "Hey, wait a second. What exactly do you got up there? This wasn't some trick to get us up there, and then you're going to Shanghai us, is it?" And I do that as a bluff to kind of to stall while we think of something to do because this alarm's gone off.
okay.
So nothing happens, and she's just hitting this thing rhythmically.
She stopped. She went back to pretending she's asleep.
All right. Well, let's just go upstairs. She's obviously...
No, I think we need to deal with her.
Well, what's the worst thing that can happen? The man told us to go up there. Well, we can get an answer to that question, I'm sure, but...
I mean, she is clearly raising some kind of alarm.
Yeah, but they're not going to just... I mean,
All right.
they probably have to deal with random drunk people walking up there every once in a while. They may have, like, a legit...
Can't we interrogate her?
What's the plan
Sure.
when
Do
they
whatever you
stand up there and say you can't come up here? Do we attack or how?
All right, you know what? All
No,
right,
I
Dougie's going
fast
to go
talk
over
him.
there. He's
I
going
try to
over
fast
there,
talk
and he's going to interrogate her. He's going to...
She didn't commit a
Nah,
crime.
yeah, he's going to say, "Hey, wait a minute. What was all that cookie knocking about?"
Intimidation or diplomacy?
Intimidation.
Okay, roll it. 17. She like wakes up and looks at you and says, Well, what do you want? What do you want? What are you guys doing here? Do you belong here? I let them know that you're coming upstairs because, you can't just let anyone just wander upstairs on their own. What's your purpose? What are you doing here?
All right, I want to try a deception and diplomacy check, some kind of combination there, where I say, "Hey, Dougie, what is this? You're already trying to make time with one of the people down here? I bet there's a lot better women upstairs. You should leave that girl alone." It's like, "I'm sorry, miss. So he didn't mean it. He didn't. I'm sure he comes on strong sometimes, but he didn't mean anything by it." And I'm trying to pass off his accosting the girl as not suspicious, and instead just like normal drunk guy trying to move on a woman.
Right. Okay. Dougie will play along. He sees through the ruse and understands that this is actually a play.
Okay.
Gomez knows all the angles.
Okay. Well, Dougie knows that they know you're coming for whatever it's worth. However, Gomez does know through society there's probably the opposite of whatever she just banged to make it all
The
clear.
all clear.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's nice, but I don't know what that is, or do I?
You don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I mean, if we plan on the bums rush, like we could just beat it out of her, you know, like signal them that that no one's coming.
Yeah, we were specifically told not to bums rush. We're like I'm actually totally in favor of just like fireball an entire room and let the law sort them out. But we were specifically instructed how that is not the approach.
Yeah, this is not the this is the foreign district. I don't know if.
All right, so I'll go and talk to. What is an appropriate check to try to find out when I scan the room and I look at all of the sullen faces? I look all the low lives. A society check something. I want to find out who's the maitre d' here. Like who's the person that I could talk to try to get access upstairs.
You just did, Lorne Cross, the innkeeper.
So I go up and I talk to Lorne Cross, and I change my tactic and I become conspiratorial, and I say, Lorne, can I call you Lorne? You know us. We want some action. We want some real action. We don't want any stew from the pot. We want to know where the real action is, and we're a little streetwise. We know that the real action is upstairs. You and me, we're men of the world. You know, maybe we can have some kind of arrangement that you can give us a little bit of an entree. Wink, wink. What do you say? And I tried to diplomatize him to get him to do whatever we have to do in order to get upstairs legitimately.
He looks at the four of you and says, well, I presume if you have an appointment or connections to the Copper Hand, you can just walk upstairs and they'll recognize you. Again, I know nothing about that. I just stay down here and I run the inn. That's all I know. I'm sorry.
All right, so now refresh my memory. Who do we know? Like, what's a name that I could throw out of the Copper Hand? What? I want to drop a name loudly so to hear it upstairs.
Who is the guy that we killed by the gelatinous cube?
Was he Copper Hand?
He was.
Like, I don't remember, but Gomez would remember. I personally don't remember though. Like, what's the name of an NPC that's a Copper Hand person?
I'm wearing his clothes. Gosh, I don't know.
Jason, do you have anything in your notes?
Oh, okay. Wasn't the Copper Hand also the warehouse gang? Wasn't that all part of the connected gang, or is that a different gang?
I gotta tell you, honestly, I don't remember.
Then we've got Person Drone. And we could imply or even outright say they tried to recruit us for that bank job, but we thought it sounded pretty crazy and didn't want to participate.
Absolutely. All right. I mean,
we could. It sounds like maybe we flip from adventurers to possible recruits.
Know somebody at the Copper Hand. Me and Person Drone like that, and I'm giving him the crossed finger, and I'm doing this very, very loudly so they can hear me upstairs. It's like, yeah, they wanted me all kinds of stuff. They knew because of some history that I have with certain things that we won't mention. But they had some kind of big plans going on. And I said no on that because I was just in town for the drinking and the fun, and I am still just in town for drinking and the fun. But if you got to know somebody, I know people all right. So you're saying that if I know somebody is important to the Copper Hand as Person Drone, that all I got to do is say my buddy Person Drone would love to have me up there, and then that'll be it. 2 seconds, and I try to see what this guy's reaction is.
Lorne? He looks at you dumbly. He has no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, so he doesn't know that.
He does not know anything. He's like,
This is their front.
All right, so I'll just go upstairs. Thank you, Lorne. Thank you, Lorne, for that intro. All right, thanks a lot. And then I'm also loudly trying to make it appear as though Lorne said to go upstairs, like we have his authorization to go upstairs.
Okay.
And I also shoot a glance when I'm like banding this name around to see if there's any reaction on Miss Morse code over here, and see if she reacts. So do I notice anything about that?
Yeah. She's definitely paying attention to you.
All right, so then I start overtly, boisterously approaching the stairs, but subtextually, I got my eye on her to see if she sends another message, and if it's the same message, this message is what.
Well, there is a wall between you and her, so you can do that for like 10 feet, and then you won't see her anymore. So you tell me what you're gonna do.
Okay, so I do that for the 10 feet, and then I keep my ears open.
Okay, you're not exactly sure. Although, when Basil looks up the stairs, he now sees a gentleman with one of those lovely hand crossbows pointing directly at you, shining with its beautiful venom, and says, "Hey there, fella. Can I do you for something?"
Whoa, 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 whoa! I'm Jack Burton, and I'm here to play. I am not here to play that game, however. I got money. If there's gambling, there's gambling. If there's women, I want women. If there's something else going on, I want in. I am in town, and I have the cash, and I'm ready to go. I hear there's a private club here. I want in. Personal friends with, and I forget the guy's name already. Parson Delaley. What's his name?
It was
Okay.
Pearson Drone for future reference.
Pearson Drone.
From what's his name?
And the bodyguard Kepsy the Bugbear. You could also drop that. It's a pretty
Kepsy.
Gomez's memory is a lot better than mine, I can tell you.
Basil's quickly whispering all these into Gomez's
Now,
ear.
Gomez knows.
Oh,
I
Gomez
personally
knows.
don't know.
Go's got an earpiece.
So the Copperhand thief, who's stationed on the landing upstairs, is pointing crossbow right at you. Sees Gomez and Basil. He says, "Let's see them gold."
Sure thing. And I actually only have like 5 gold pieces
You're
left
the
on me.
only
You have one gold piece.
Do I? I thought I had 5 because the
You have
guy's getting
1.06 gold.
What's the
pieces,
entry
Gomez.
fee?
Really? What
This
did I spend it on? Regardless. All right. So, but Basil, you have the money, right?
Yeah, what's the entry fee?
My friend here has the money, and I jingle his coin purse, and so it jingles loudly. And I try, and I'm busting out the diplomacy to get past him.
Okay.
Where's my gold?
Let's see. This is not secretive. You roll it.
So diplomacy.
Diplomacy. See how this goes. 22. He looks at you all and says, "How many are there?"
Oh, it's just me and my friend here. Well, just me and my friend and my other friend. Oh, just me and my friend and this one other friend. But they don't really count. They're quiet.
4, huh? He looks over and he says, "All right, just keep your hands where I can see them. Come up slow."
All right. I do that.
You slowly walk up the staircase.
We are so not meant for
Second
undercover work.
floor.
Oh, God.
I-
This
Absolutely.
is not our strength. Yes.
Not only that, this room, it's so funny. You're like, "Oh, throw a fireball." Every room is like 5x5, 10x5. Like, even if you did it, you would just kill yourselves. Like, it's the most narrow, most convoluted maze of rooms and twists and turns. This is a nightmare.
So the arrows probably weren't a good idea either.
Probably not. In front of you, you see 2 copper hands, and they obviously have all the accoutrements of the other copper hands you've seen before, and they look to be very leery looking at Gomez. And he goes, "I'm Timos. This is Earl." And right on Earl's lap is the latest issue of Eyes on Absalom, with everything that just happened at the bank robbery and the copper hands and your descriptions literally in his hand. What do you do?
I hope he can't read.
I remind the GM that we specifically took the measure of changing our appearance specifically to account for the situation.
Oh, I know that for a fact. I'm just telling you what you see.
All right, so what's your name, Eddie? I just keep up my Jack Burton getting into the White Tigers act. Like I'm loud, I'm boisterous, I'm stupid. You know, like I'm trying to portray myself as absolutely not a threat by how like not surreptitious I'm being, and I'm riding on my diplomacy.
Okay.
I was going to swing for the fences. I was going to gesture at the parent. Shame about that. They tried to recruit us for that, but that whole plan sounded kind of half-baked.
Give me a diplomacy check, Basil. 18. I look at you with a bit of a cockeyed, like, I don't know if they buy that exactly.
Can I hero point that?
Yes, you can.
Oh, bold. That's bold.
Well, that's
I
why
like
you.
bold.
That's why you roll it. And if you roll it, then you
That's the
hero
thing
point it.
that's the thing about all these social interaction challenges, though. They're all saving throws.
There we
all-
go.
They're all
or nothing. Yeah. It's all
Yeah,
or
they're
nothing.
all
No, that's not true. I give you pluses and minuses on how you talk.
But it's not like hit points where there's a degradation over time.
The second roll, a 27. Much better.
It's not incremental.
Yeah, it's not
They,
incremental.
they look at you and they nod their head. They say, "So you came here for a little bit of game, huh? 4 of you, huh? And you brought some coin.
Mm-hmm.
You up for some poker?"
Poker. My middle name is Poker.
Out of character. Oh, sweet Jesus. Chris. There goes Chris and John.
Wait, how do you play?
Poker.
And I bust out my society training, and I just say it's like, and I raffle off like 5 games, and it's like, well, what are you playing here? This, that, the other thing.
Royal
Horse?
Fizbin. That's
Royal
what you-
Fizbin, horse. What were the dice games they had in Advanced and Dragons? There
Well, I
was
remember they had
horse,
Slot and Zoe.
Zowie slot. Yeah,
Last year.
I said I was like, do you have slot? Zowie slot, horse.
Right. Horse, yep.
I joke. I'm the smart one. I'm here to hold the coin purse for these guys.
They're like, "All right, well, follow us," and then they.
But I'll
lead
take
you-
a drink.
Well, yeah, one of them brings you down the hallway, and the hallway's really narrow. It goes south, and then brings you to another hallway. If you want to follow them, Timos is going to come behind you. Behind Timos is a door, by the way. So
It's like a maze in here.
oh, it's what I was saying. So you notice there's doors to the north, doors to the south. There's really narrow, twisting halls with doors all over the place. And Emerald brings you to this room where you can go into this small room in front of you. And you see yet another staircase leading up. And in this small room, this looks like the lounge. You see a round table, its surface marred with jagged splinters and clustered knife marks. It holds a few scattered decks of playing cards, cheap dice, and a pair of daggers. And you see 3 thieves currently taking turns playing pin fingers or knivesies.
Ooh.
That's that game from Aliens.
That's right. Put your hand, 5-finger fillet it's called. Put your hand down on the table, take the knife and put it between your fingers as quickly as possible. As far as possible, whoever makes it the farthest without cutting themselves wins.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good gambling game. That's not a long-term profession that you want to get into.
Earl brings you all in and says, "Hey guys, I found some suckers downstairs that want to join you in a game of knivesies." And the 3 of them look up at you, and there's another 4th one in the corner. She's asleep, and she has the eyes of Absalom on her face, and she's sleeping in the corner. And again, it's this really tight, small room. Like, pull up a seat. A goal to go.
I'll play. I'll play
Okay.
Knives. These
All
sounds,
right.
Yeah,
Who's
I'm
up
in.
first. Oh, you're up too. They're really bringing you in. They have no idea who you are. They obviously are ready to party.
See, you
All right.
guys got to throw this. You can't win this.
Oh, I'm winning this. I'm
No.
gonna try.
You got to let the Wookiee win. We got to fit in.
Ha ha.
So again, it's a pretty small room, and they say, "Who's in? Who's in?"
I'll go first, and I'm. It doesn't matter. I don't have to let them win because my dice rolling will do that for them. Watch when I roll my critical
That's
failure.
True. That is true.
My patter is changing from Jack Burton to Bob Hope in a Bob Hope Bing Crosby Road film, where I'm trying to through fast talk and flattery change their attitude to make friends. I'm using diplomacy to influence their attitude.
So
Okay.
first of all, you're dating yourself because hello, who's Bob Hope and Bing Crosby? Who are they?
Yeah, exactly. I was born in 1927.
Seriously. Okay, whoever wants to go, give me a reflex save to see how well
I would like to go. Actually, where's my gold? How much do I have any gold left?
Yeah, you have gold. Everyone has gold except for
except for Gomez, right?
Except for Gomez.
I think I looked in it.
You have 49.68 gold.
All right, that's cool. All right, let's do it. Reflex save.
Reflex save. Everyone gets to go.
Oh, hello.
33. Rolled a 19. Let's see. You go around it like you do pretty well. Then the next one on the left goes. What's her name? Keaton. Keaton goes. She's like, pretty good. And she starts to do it. 22. Thunk.
Cut.
And they all laugh and joke. And then Biggs is up. And Biggs is like, let me try.
Do they cut their hands?
Yeah, it goes right into
that's
their
horrible.
finger.
Oh, I'm not playing that. That's terrible.
Right to their finger.
My hands are made for fighting. This is my bread and butter.
Yeah,
I take care of my hands.
You put your fingers on and you go
That's horrible.
like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible. It's a terrible game. 31, thunk. She gets
Close.
pretty far, almost up to what you did, Lomang, almost. But then she cuts her finger, and then Sullivan goes.
I'm gonna step out into the hallway just 'cause it's a little crowded in here. I'm gonna act like I'm a little squeamish about the blood or whatever.
She cuts herself right away with a mere 2, and she stumbles right away. Who else is up? Wasn't Gomez playing?
Oh, I said I was gonna play, but now I'm doing that Bob Hope backing out of it because I don't want any part of it, and so I'm trying to fast talk my way out of it while also trying to try to make them laugh and try to improve their attitude toward me.
Well, they're looking around. They need other people to play. Dougie, you get in there. You got.
Dougie, you get in there. Dougie, you get in there. You get in there.
Give me that reflex.
You're
Dougie.
you're reflexible.
Yeah, but I don't want to cut my finger. All right.
You like your fingers. Oh
no!
Not enough. Not at a 15, you don't. Or you rolled a 2. You're like, here, let me clunk.
-1 to your attacks permanently.
He's like
yeah,
big
I know.
blood coming out. He's like, that did not work.
I like this game.
You know what? This prosthetic nose got in the way of your finger slicing.
Yeah.
You filleted your own finger. And Lomang, you win the pot of 5 gold. Look at that.
Oh, nice! Look at that.
Damn.
Oh my goodness! I could do this. I could live here. I could quit my job. I'm a
They
pro.
look at you. They look at you like, that's pretty impressive.
Beginner's luck. I'm sure.
Yes. Go
Yeah.
again. They're forcing you to go again.
All
They're
right,
not
I'll
too
go again.
happy that you won, by the way.
Yeah. Can I go last?
Sure.
All right.
So she's
Yeah.
gonna go first. And natural 1. She goes right into her thumb, and sure enough,
That
it's
is
like
Dougie.
blood gushing out, hitting Dougie in the face. It's like a gusher.
Oh.
She totally slips. Second one goes. Natural 20, 33. Beat that sucker.
And the next one?
Next one goes. 28. Good, but not quite as good as Biggs. Biggs is the best one so far.
Dougie's not
Dougie,
doing
your
this one.
turn.
No, he's not doing it. I don't want to do this. This is terrible. You guys go. Gomez, you do it.
All right.
Oh,
Gomez is going to do it. He
No,
needs
I'm
to-
not doing it. I'm not doing
Oh,
it.
they
No, come on,
insist.
Dougie.
They
No,
insist.
come on.
They
I already
insist.
did it. I already cut myself. Go, Gomez.
They thought you were gamblers. They're
Well,
actually looking at you.
everyone cuts.
This is your
Yeah.
story, Gomez.
No, they're
No,
looking at you a little weird.
I make
like,
my
they
money
thought you
playing
were
the
here
piano.
to-
I can't risk my fingers.
Yeah,
like
I thought you were here to play.
right,
I thought you
all
came
right.
up here to gamble.
All
I mean,
right,
if not,
all
we'll bring
right,
you
all
back
right.
downstairs. It's no problem.
And I get talked into it. Here, I'm gonna make my roll.
Okay, 20, 26. The thing is, you barely nick yourself, Dougie. It's like no more than a paper cut. You're fine. You don't win, but you Gomez too. Not bad. Okay, everyone's doing pretty well. Lomang tries to go, and he's quick,
Not quick enough.
but not quick enough at a 28. And this time it goes to Biggs, and she's like, yeah, and they all grumbling because it looks like she wins all the time. It's like, yeah. Quit your grumbling. You know who's the best at this. She holds up her hand, and her hand is covered in scars
nicks.
and nicks.
Horrible.
You're like,
That's
if
horrible.
that's good at it, then I hate to see what someone
Practice
who's
makes
bad at
perfect.
it.
Yeah. There's no master class for this game.
No, there's not. So, while you're doing this, they look at you and say, so, What's your story? How'd you hear about this?
Gomez?
Oh, you know, I got my ear to the street. Man's got to know where the action is. And it's like, to be honest with you, as soon as I came in, we thought this place was a dump. But then we heard about this upstairs, and I had this feeling. I had a sense. And I know that you guys are Copperhand, right? And so and then I talked to him, and I dropped that name again. And I was like, and I remember he's saying like, always come to our place. We'll always show you a good time. And it looks like we found the right place because it looks like this is going to be an exciting evening. What other games you have in here? And I try to change the subject.
Roll. Give me the roll.
Diplomacy. Get that hero point ready, Gomez. Oh, maybe not. Look at that.
28.
I do have plus 12. I do have plus 12.
They like the cut of your jib. They're like, yeah, well, we're kind of recuperating right now. I'm sure you saw on the paper the whole thing with Copperhand and that bank robbery go awry. But that wasn't us. It has something to do with the guys upstairs, but we just do what we're told. Yeah, let's play some dice games. I think we've had enough cutting right now. Plus, you two, you look like you've never done this before. Look at your hands; they're pristine. You barely have any nicks on them.
Oh well, if you give me a moment, I will show you why. Would you allow me to cast a spell?
They look at you, and Biggs like just has a big old smile on her face. Like, she's like, this I'll be very curious to see. Go right ahead.
All right, everybody raise your hands, just like you're doing Pledge of Allegiance. Ready?
All right,
1,
Dougie
2,
does it.
3. 3 action, first level, heal. And I heal everybody's hands.
Nice.
Wait. You didn't take damage though. Don't use it here.
He uses it up. Well, they took damage, so sure enough, all the little nicks and cuts and the one who put through her finger, that all heals up, and they look at you and they like give you a little pat on the back, like, this guy's okay. Thanks for that. Totally unnecessary, but yeah, I like it. All right, let's play some dice. Pulls out the dice. So this can go on for a while. So what's your goal here? It looks like the good news is you kind of made friends with them. The bad news is you kind of made friends with them. So what are you gonna do?
And he mentioned something about the people upstairs, right?
Yeah, let's find out
Yeah.
about these people.
Yeah. Well, these are the people downstairs.
So I guess we play a few games. We play a few games with them, and I try to gain their confidence. Using my diplomacy skills, try to gain their confidence, and then in the conversation, when it appears that the time is right, I try to say, "This is great, but what other games you have up here?" And I imply that I'm interested in what the big boys are playing upstairs, and if perhaps they could give us an introduction.
They look at you and says, "Oh, we don't know who you are. We'd be happy to play games with you, but unless you're a member, you can't go upstairs. And plus, to be honest, you don't want to go up there. I mean, there's no games up there. It's just, death traps and monsters. It's terrible. You don't want to go up there.
Death traps and monsters?
Yeah. Who wants to go up there?
It's like my eyes twinkle, and it's like, we, sir, are adventurers. We go to the farthest corner of the earth specifically for death traps and monsters. You have piqued my interest, sir." And I try to get him to tell me a little bit more about what he's talking about with there being death traps and monsters upstairs.
No, it's what I just told you. There's death traps and monsters upstairs. That's what's up there.
Well, what is it like? Is it like a training room? Is it like Is it?
There's training rooms with traps that are always being. We don't go there. You see, you don't want to go up there. The only people who go up there are full-fledged members, and we don't even want to go up there. And we're full-fledged members. So unless you have a death wish, no one goes
Maybe
up
we
there.
could become full-fledged.
Yeah,
members.
I try to find out how do you become a member.
Well,
like in this conversation.
you want to become a member? That's fine. Just we got a robbery going on in a couple days, and maybe you can go down with us and prove your worth. And if you do a good job during the heist, you could maybe apply for membership.
All right, so now that's interesting, and I try to press him for more information about this crime that they're planning.
Well, it's not our crime, and we don't plan it. Those are the big boys do. But if you come back in a couple days, I might have some information for you on this. But Right now, we're just relaxing, licking our wounds, and having some fun. Trying to keep our heads down, so...
All right, I try to get a sense whether they know the details of of their planned crime,
They have no idea. They have no idea.
so they don't know.
No,
like
they have no idea.
it's just okay.
They are literally members of a gang that are told what to do, and they go do it. That's it. They know very little.
Okay, so I definitely, much more definitely than me, than I individually could. Gomez, being a master diplomatizanarian, tries to get an introduction to somebody who knows the details of the plan by showing interest in doing that. And how about that? I'm gonna try that.
Okay, so you
guys don't know anything
I know
about
what
the
you're
plan of this
saying. You're trying to push them. They literally don't know what it is because they don't have one yet. After talking to them for a while, it sounds like the leader is going to come up with something, and then she'll let everyone know what they need to do.
All right. Okay, so surreptitiously to my comrades, out of earshot of these people that we're talking to, which is time to have a conversation. My thought at this point is excuse ourselves to go to the bathroom and then look around, because I think this is a dead end. I'm not sure what else we can get out of this. Party members, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, all four of us are going to go to the bathroom together.
I don't know, or split the party. I don't know what to do, but this looks like a dead end.
Well, here's what you figured out. I mean, you use all your diplomacy, use all your trickery. It sounds like, from what you can gather, the first floor is, well, it's the inn. The second floor is the hangout. The third and fourth floors are obviously where more important people are, and where more dangerous things are. This is really just like a lounge, hanging out area, just where they're goofing off. And these are the lowlives. These are the grunts. They literally don't know anything. You can try to talk to them all day. They don't know.
They're the henchmen, the lackeys.
Yeah, they're henchmen. They have no clue.
Because it's just like, let's just take a step back, because I'm not sure. It might be like a lot of times it's very difficult to understand where the story wants to go, where their expectations of where the story goes, because our mission here was to find clear evidence of criminal wrongdoing, and we just heard that they're planning a crime and invited us to join. Now that 2 + 2 would lead me, those breadcrumbs would lead me to say, thank you very much. We leave, we take them up on their offer. And when the details of the crime that they're about to commit manifest, maybe in the midst of about to be committing the crime, we then reveal ourselves and arrest them all.
No. We need deeper. We need a much deeper. We need to to get intel.
Right.
Like, we know they're criminals already.
Right. Like, what I think is what I think the story wants us to go is somehow get out of this room and away from these people, go into some other room where there's a book, and in that book is the physical evidence. It
won't be in the hangout. Like, it's not going to be on this floor, like accessible to these mooks.
Right.
So
we have to get upstairs.
We need an excuse to get upstairs.
Right.
And you already gave that. Our desire to see these adventure things, right? You gave
absolutely, like I told you, but he stonewalled us with, you have to be members to go up there. So we need a way around the etiquette of that. Like, so how do we get up there without an invitation?
Well, I thought, weren't we gonna sign up?
That goes back to job well done, good first start. And now it's like The Wire, it's like we're in a spy story where that now we leave, we have some other adventure where we participate in this crime, we earn their trust, and then we become members, and then we have access, and then we do it. It's like, is that really the path we're going to go down?
Oh, I see. This might be gated.
Right.
This is so out of character thinking. Oh, yeah, because if we can't get upstairs, then we need to get their trust.
Right. Or alternatively, the sneakiest of us excuses themselves whilst the rest of it, while I keep them busy. And this is like a ninja operation where you sneak around and you look around and you try not to get caught. and you do a lot of stuff. You do a lot of sneaking and stealth.
There's a lot of people here, though. I think you might actually be right. I think that when is this caper? When is this caper?
They have no idea. In a few days, maybe.
So it's-
Yeah, you see,
I mean, is
like,
it feasible that we could go on
that?
that caper?
Well, here's
or-
a question. Here's a question. We'll spin it as, and sort of spinning it as, well, we are kind of new in town. We don't really have a place to stay. Where would you, if
Yeah, they'd put us on the ropes.
we were given the idea that this was more of something more like a hotel.
So try to get them to put us up for the night.
Yes. Is there anywhere
and,
around here that we could crash for a day or two?
and then try to sneak around in the dead of night or the dead of day whenever people are not around? Is that the idea? Is that where you're going with this?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, because I mean, the Radiant, all the hotels are booked because of the Radiant Festival.
Yeah, but it's more like, is there going to be a time of day where the place is less populated, making stealth more plausible? Is that
Maybe when
likely?
they go out on one of their missions or something.
actually, that's true. Actually, that's true. If they're going out on mission on that day, we can
They
come
still
got to
go earn or
not
something,
here,
or they
maybe.
still got to go out and earn, do pickpockets or whatever they do.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's like my gut tells me the adventure is here. The adventure is now. What we're supposed to do is get out of this room and away from them and go and look in another room. That's what my gut tells me.
Yeah.
And so I can rationalize doing that with me playing games with them and holding their attention, so somebody else can slip away without them really noticing and have some freedom of movement.
Yeah,
provided they
that's
don't bump into anybody.
splitting the party.
But
no.
I don't see us all getting out of here. It's like,
Yeah.
see you guys, that was nice, and then we take a left instead of a right, and we sneak upstairs. I don't know.
I would like to join if we could, but I mean, I don't know if that's feasible.
Dougie's going to check this door to see if it's locked that he's next to.
No, the door's not locked.
He's going to open it up. Can I peek in?
Sure.
Boop.
Sure. You open up the door. I'll tell you.
I'm
what you see in a
prepared. So
second.
the second that anybody raises an eyebrow at any of Dougie's behavior, I cover it with "We're looking for the bathroom," and a lie and a diplomacy to cover it. In
Oh,
case
there's
anybody,
people in there. Oh.
Yeah, it's just like I try to. I'm ready to short circuit anybody quick to becoming upset.
What do
Dougie's
I
behavior.
see?
You open up the door. You take a quick peek in.
It's a peek,
And
just like
you
a couple
see
inches.
thick gray curtains cover the windows on the south side of this sizable, sparsely finished room. Looks like this was once a master bedroom of some sort. And it looks like there are 3 copper hand rogues in this room. 2 of them are peeking through the windows, obviously watching the front door. And another one looks up at you and just sort of gives you a nod and then tells you to close the door.
Yeah. Doesn't even need to do that. I close the door. Wrong room.
They when you mention the bathroom, they go, "There's no bathroom. You know, if you want to use the bathroom, just
Go out on the street.
Pick
go
a
out in
corner.
the street." Yeah,
Use that bucket over there.
yeah, pretty much.
The stew bucket.
Just go
jeez.
downstairs.
Let's see how. You guys won't take us upstairs?
They're starting to get suspicious because you keep mentioning it. They say, "No, listen, enough with the upstairs. When you're members, you can go upstairs. But right now, we're just having some fun playing some games." Who are you guys again? Where are you from? I
Gomez?
didn't quite get all your information. All of you.
I just cover it and I say it's it's just because of our curiosity because we're adventurers. It's like that's the reason.
Well, are you adventurers or you're rogues? Because you can't be both.
Yeah,
You want to get into a life
Dude,
of crime.
Are you
talking about?
crazy? Like the rogue class is literally that.
We're more grave robbers, really.
Yeah, where?
It's
All
true.
right,
It's
well,
true. Burglars.
it's a non-starter. And even if you go upstairs, they just kill you in sight. So,
Yeah, I really want to become a member, I think.
as I said, when we find out what's going on, I'm sure we'll have something new coming down in a couple days.
Couple
Once
days.
you come by, we'll give you the info. You go on the job with us. You do well.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe you become
That sounds
initiatives.
credible. That sounds
so
credible.
I think
yeah.
that we could with this information we have now, we could leave,
Yeah.
go back to our commanding officer,
Sure.
tell him what the deal is, and say, look, we could go back and you have to be okay with us committing some crimes with this, and then we'll earn their trust and we can become full-fledged members.
Right.
Or if you don't like that, then we're gonna do the bums rush. Like
Yeah.
your choice. You
Do you
let
think
him
that
decide.
does that sound like the direction that this can go in? Does that sound right?
That sounds right.
I like
sounds
that
right.
idea.
I like Jason.
All
What do you
right,
think?
so because
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to. I think the sneaking away and trying to like.
Because we don't have a time limit. That's the thing. I think this is the first mission we've been on that there's no back pressure to push forward.
Yeah, and like the 4 of us sneaking is not feasible. And if
Well,
one of
like
us,
when you open that door and there's 3 more guys there. I mean, we can only do that 1 or 2 times before we alert the whole place.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, let's get out of here.
yeah, and if one person sneaks away, it's like then they run into that first trap, and then they're done.
Yeah, it's split party.
like
and
if we had a
everything.
legitimate
It's horrible.
rogue, invisible, most of the
Legit
party
rogue. How dare you.
could keep them busy while that one super stealthy character goes and investigates. Like we could do
Dougie
that.
will have you
We're not in
know
that
he is
situation. We're not in that
trained in stealth. He is trained.
I mean, I have 1 cast of invisibility, but I don't get the feeling we're quite ready to use that yet.
Well, is anybody actually trained in stealth? No.
Oh yeah, if Dougie is. He's
Dougie is.
trained.
Dougie is actually trained in stealth.
He's not an expert, but he's trained.
I gotta tell you, actually, with like if that's the case, I would roll the dice on invisible Dougie sneaking around with his lockpick skills and just be a ghost and try to
How long does invisibility?
Problem is, invisibility only lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah, and honestly,
10 minutes is enough to look at a couple of rooms.
yeah. Where am I going to even? We can't even cast that spell. Like there's people in every single room.
You
of
two
this hideout.
go and take a piss. While you're taking a piss, you cast invisibility, and then one returns and the other one is taking a dump. And while you're taking a dump, quote unquote, you're sneaking around and looking in a couple of rooms for 10 minutes.
Okay, let me see.
And then that either works or it doesn't. And if you get caught, then we fight. And if if you don't get caught, then maybe you have some.
I gotta move
information you come
silently though, and that is not.
Well, a couple of
That's why I was asking if you were good at stealth, and you're like,
He's
I'm
trained.
trained. I'm not good. I'm definitely not good. I can stealth.
well, invisibility goes a long way.
It does. But the couple problems. If they're saying that there's traps and monsters, so
That's upstairs. That's
right,
upstairs.
That's what I
That's
thought you were
where
talking
I'd
about.
go. That's where I'd be
Upstairs.
going though. Yeah, I don't want to go.
Yeah,
You've
I would-
counted, just at FYI, there are so far 9 copper hands you've countered just on this level.
Yeah.
So
This is-
just to be clear as to what as to where my brain is. Here's where my brain is. Not upstairs. 10 minutes looking in the rest of the rooms on this level just to see if there's another clue, just to see if there's any information or anything that we don't know that might be there. Dougie, invisible, trained in stealth. There's a reasonable likelihood of him being able to turn up something useful without getting caught.
You know what?
And
I'll do
then-
one
and
better.
then-
I don't need invisibility to do that. I'm gonna walk down here and I'm gonna peek in this door. There we go. There's no restrictions on this. Like this is not for non-members.
Well,
you
other
tried
than-
it. You tried it once and it piqued the guy. And it
that's
raised,
good.
it
Can
raised
I
the
offer a
alertness level.
counterpoint before we do this?
Yeah.
We've got a possible foot in the door where we could either join them on the robbery and get initiated into the gang, or we could investigate this place while they're doing the robbery. And if we go fucking around, we blow our
Right,
cover.
so it's a risk. Like if he's invisible and if he's invisible and he's stealthy,
If they see a
and he
door
blows
opening
roll,
invisibly, we may blow
right,
our
and he
cover.
and he
lose
blows a
our-
roll
Alright,
and he gets
alright.
caught. Yes, you're right. There's a risk. There's a
Well,
risk.
alright, so
My take is for the possibility of finding out something that's not only some vague thing about maybe something's happening in a couple of days and that's all we know. It's worth rolling those dice. That's my opinion. It's worth rolling those dice. I mean, it's like, why do you have the spell invisibility in the first place if we're not going to use it for something like this? Why do you have stealth in the first place if we're not going to use it for something like this? But it's not like, and then that's the entire adventure. It's like do that for 10 minutes to try to get one piece of information or 2 pieces of information that peels back a layer or 2 of the onion.
I know, but Gomez,
And
we're
then
in
we
the
go,
common.
and then we go and do that.
We're not even in the members area. There's nothing down here that's going to be leading to any clue.
There's nothing that suggests these
All right,
guys would have that information.
the risk outweighs the reward. Risk outweighs the potential reward. All right, so let's go.
Yeah,
let's
there's
go.
just nothing down here.
Okay, we
so-
can
so
always
let-
come
so-
back to if we come up with a better plan. We could always come back
cool.
tomorrow and do
So
the
how
same
about
thing tomorrow.
so I agree with you then. It's 11 o'clock. Good night's work. We
How do they
we made some
contact
friends.
us? I guess we come back
right.
here every day or
we
something
make
like
we
that.
yeah, we figure out how they're going to contact us, and we make
That's good.
and we leave on good terms.
We put our faces here all the time. They see us around more. That's good.
Lowman, what do you say?
Okay, so yeah, no, I think we should leave. I think we should spend time here so they get to know us, to get very comfortable with us being around. Like we're like in a biker gang where you sort
Yeah, I
of,
like that. Yep.
like the hanger around guys, and then
I agree.
eventually you get the top rocker, they call it, right?
Right,
the
right.
bottom rocker, and you become a member.
They're gonna patch us in.
Yeah, patch us in, exactly.
Exactly. Yep.
Like Sons of Anarchy. I like it. I like to be a little on the wild side too.
Okay, so good. So leave
Or
on
the
good
other,
terms.
like I said, the other option is we find out when they're going to be out doing the raid, and we hit this place while they're out.
See, I feel like there's going to be people here still, even for that. But
Yeah, there
I mean,
absolutely will.
if we're members, we can just sort of we can get a whole everything that will be handed to us, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
hey, check out this room. Oh, train in this room. Oh, look at this monster we have.
We just got to make sure that
I agree
the
with
other
you. I mean,
guy is cool with
that's,
that.
That's clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's good. It's like
We're gonna-
our choice is going to be much more role play and moralistic. I feel like I think if it comes to actually becoming members, we're going to be asked to be doing some very unsavory things that Dougie is going to at least have a problem with.
The badge we'll have an issue with, but that's what we have to tell our boss. Like, look, what do you want us to do? And
Yeah.
Right. So I like that. So we leave. We're on good terms. We made one positive step toward infiltration.
Yep.
We won a hand.
We dipped our toe in the water.
Like we leave while we're ahead. Quit while we're ahead. And then I guess and we make arrangements for them to contact them for next steps. And so it's like I guess like we find out,
Or we
contact
cycle
them.
in one or two of us coming back over the next few days until we find out more information about the job.
and I think we'll impress them because we are badass. So like, we should be able to impress them. Somehow.
All right, so we're leaving. So we're leaving.
Yeah.
So we're leaving.
Couple more
Yes.
games of dice, couple more drinks.
Yep.
and-
Couple more games of dice.
Although
Couple more
I
drinks.
was never
and-
offered a drink, which I'm upset
and
about.
I pressed and I
Well,
pressed
you're not
them
a member.
for
You're not
like
a
and
member.
I pressed them for what are our next steps? Like, are we gonna like? Is it they're gonna contact us? We contact them? What's next?
We could hang around.
Next steps are come back and lose some more money.
All right.
When after you
All
lost
right.
enough money to us, we'll tell you about the job.
They'll give us a link to the Zoom meeting.
We may need a per diem then from the we need expenses.
Yeah, I need my gold back, Lomain. That
As
was.
long as you got receipts. You got receipts for that gold, right?
I'm up 4 gold. So that's all
No,
I'm-
Lomain, you owe me. You need to give me one of those gold. That was.
Dougie's down 2 gold. Gomez is down.
No,
one.
I'm down 1 because.
Yeah,
Lomain's
No,
been
you
how much
played
money
giving me-
do
twice.
I have
You
now?
played twice.
Because
Yeah,
I
but
thought I
Lomain's
had
giving me
5
a
going in
gold
here. How much
back.
money do I
No.
have?
You have 4 coppers.
I have 4 coppers left to my name.
No, you have 6 coppers left.
I have 6 coppers left to my name.
All right. Well, you know what? I'll give each of you a gold. How about that?
Oh,
I have 1 gold and 6 copper left to my name.
Yay!
Out of my profit, we each get 1 unit.
Wow.
Yay.
your profit. But it wasn't really profit because Gomez lost a gold, Lomang lost 2
I
gold,
won-
and
I won-
Dougie. Well, you
I'm
got
down
back
to 1 vote. Yeah, I'm
well,
down
you
1.
got back 4 from your 1, so it was a total. You see, here's your gambler's fallacy. Gomez spent 1 gold, you spent 2, Dougie spent 2, and then you got back 5, which is a net of 0. So in essence, you just gave everyone a gold.
Wait a second. How many people played that first round?
That first round
I
was
didn't
5
play.
people.
Okay,
It was
so,
3 people, you and Dougie. was the
Okay,
first
so
one.
yeah, so my profit from that was 4, and then I
Right.
played again and lost. So my total profit is 3.
But then they also played and lost, and their total loss was 3. So the net for the group is 0.
Yeah, well, Chris,
Right.
Chris isn't counting the group. He's
He
only-
doesn't
I'm not
count the
counting the
group.
group.
He doesn't count the group. he
Well,
only
don't
counts
forget
himself.
the 2 coppers that Dougie spent for the
That's right.
the
2 words to
stew.
describe this game: get good. Get good at knife pokey.
Yeah. 5-finger fillet.
How much copper? I have 6 copper.
Yes, 6 copper.
I gave you a gold though.
You got a gold.
I'll actually take the loss and each.
Seth, that's stew.
I have 1
For
gold and
a
6
whole week.
copper.
That's stew for a whole week.
That
almost.
is a rope for 3 days and stew for 3 days. That's
Nice.
half a week of rope.
They
and
call it
stew.
they call it land poor, where it's like your assets are millions, but you're in pocket. You have absolutely no dollars. You have no liquid funds. Like that's what I'm at. It's like
That's
like I
right.
walk around
You're not
routinely.
liquid. You're not liquid. Yeah.
With like
Yeah,
all
you're
these
bristling with
scrolls and all
tokens
of
and scrolls. You are just wall to wall with magic.
You still have my
you
third level.
You barely
scroll,
have 2
right?
coppers to your name.
I still have your third level.
Again, don't forget that. Don't sell that.
You actually
You might
literally
have to sell
have
it.
hundreds of gold pieces worth of magic.
I know.
Yeah, I like it, man. Like actually, it's like if they had if those thieves
They should just rob
had
you.
yeah, they
That, in
should
fact,
just
is gonna
murder
be
us.
the job.
Like,
The
like if
job
they
is
wanted to
they're
make
gonna murder you
if
and
they
take
wanted
your
to
stuff.
make a lot of money, they would just try to take us unawares, murder us, and take all of our stuff.
Well, still got more days after this. We got plenty of time for that to happen. Trust me. You could end up on the line. You could end up under the line in the dirt floor. You know, the floor of this place was dirt. Just to let you know.
Wow,
Who
what
knows
a
what's in that dirt floor?
that's true. Wow, what a dump.
What a dump.
I feel like
Your
setting
new
fire
home.
to this place. Can you imagine? Just burn it to the ground. Like,
No.
guilty.
Well, if you start setting off fireballs in here, I mean, yeah. Let's see, fireballs, lightning bolts, longbows. This place is perfect for you. Hallway fighting. This is going to be.
I like it.
I'm sure if you broke out into a ruckus, then nothing would possibly go wrong.
Well, that's how I want to be a member. And like, who knows? Like, I could get
Except
swayed.
Everything.
I could be swayed and like turn completely to a life of crime.
Totally. You will never turn to a life of crime because then you would be in jail.
They gotta catch me first.
And then you wouldn't learn that cool monk stance.
I know. That
That's
monk
right.
stance
You
is
would have
good. I
learned
want
that
that
you
monk
would
stance.
not learn how to manipulate fire and electricity and wind and all the other cool elements.
Yep.
You have the wing stance, which is cool, but this is actually manipulating
Well, the
electricity.
heavens
and wind.
thunder is awesome because it is not use key. It's not a spell. It's not a key spell. It's just you can do it every round, and it's plus 6 damage to all
You
your
know,
attack.
you got to bring them into justice. That's the reward. You bring them into justice, and they will teach you the super secret kung fu techniques that you can't learn anywhere else.
The only problem is it does take. I won't be able to fully learn what I want to learn until I'm 10th level. That's the issue. Unless I think about like retraining is a thing, but this first archetype is level 4, so that's a roadblock. But that's all right.
2 weeks.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
You've been listening to Roll for Combat, Agents of Edgewatch. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com. You can also find us and play various games on our Discord channel at discord.rollforcombat.com.